Crochet Garments with Confidence Summit. Hopefully you guys are coming over to talk to us and ask your questions and just join us for another full-on day with crochet lessons, crochet chats, live Q&As, and just all things crochet. I mean, how amazing was yesterday?
Oh my goodness. Oh my
Wow.
goodness.
Honestly,
We were like messaging afterwards, but I was like so wired. I couldn't sleep. I was like, ah.
honestly, I thought I was literally gonna pass out 10 minutes after the last Q&A, but I had to say I stayed up until midnight because I was buzzing. I was buzzing with all you guys coming through.
Look,
Say hello already. Good
Kira's
morning.
hi, Kira. And good morning.
Morning.
That makes me think it's Caitlin or someone over the other side. So yeah,
Mm,
bright and early,
might be.
bright and early for some people, but middle of the day for us. So
It is. That's right. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon here in UK. I know the other side of the world is probably just about waking up, getting a coffee ready, sitting up in bed and joining us for another day for the Crochet Garments with Confidence Summit. We are so excited. Yesterday went really, really well. We had lots of questions and lots of interactions, and even yesterday after we kind of finished the last lives, me and Hannah went through the comments and tried to answer all the questions you guys had. But
questions.
Just to say, you know, we are human, and if we missed anything, please, please, please pop back into the comments, put your questions back in there. If you say, oi, you didn't answer my question, please,
us in there.
absolutely, just squeeze it back in the chat. We will answer your questions because that's really what we're here for these live Q&A sessions. This is your opportunity to tell us what we need to talk about, what we need to make clearer, because wow, yesterday, what a blast. We had so many lessons. So we're just gonna remind ourselves of a few things. So let's start with the house rules. Here we are. So this is the link where we need to be.
There we go.
This is the main summit page. So if you scroll down a little bit further, because it's Sunday today, so we're on day 2 of the summit. So you need to scroll down a little bit to the Sunday schedule, or if you are on mine or Hannah's email list, you would have got an email this morning to which said what the schedule is for today, but we will just quickly run over it today as well. And if you wanted to catch up with day 1 yesterday, what we talked about, the video links are still on there, so you can go back and watch it. But yeah, I would hurry up, because once the free summit is over, once this weekend is over, unfortunately, that those links will disappear off that page. And then the only place where you could get those lessons is inside the all access pass, which is still available to purchase at the special weekend summit price. And so here's, yeah, that's the nice link where we need to be. Hannah's popping the links in the chat as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you because I know some people say, oh, they can't see those links in the chat, because I don't think they go through.
They don't go everywhere.
All the channels.
Really frustrating. I'm really sorry.
Yeah. But if you pop over to Hannah's Instagram, my Instagram, or Facebook, or both of our Facebooks, there is so many posts with the links for the free version and for the all access pass upgrade, so you'll be able to find it. Failing all that, sign up to our email list, because we will be sending out more emails just with the quick reminders, so people don't miss out, because we would hate for anyone to miss out. And we have a giveaway and something special, don't we, Hannah?
So much. We have in this corner of my screen, I don't know if it's in your...
I think it's here.
There's a little code thing there, and I'll also pop it in the chat here for a crochet giveaway. We Crochet, our lovely friends there, have given us a $40 gift card to give to someone. And so I will find the link. So all you just need to do is pop to that entry form, pop your details in, and that counts as your go on the competition. And that runs And you've got the times. Where's
until the competition closes on Tuesday, the 28th, and it's 6 a.m. in EST time zone or 11 o'clock in the morning in UK time zone.
That's it.
So we're gonna close the form down to give us some time to pick the winner, which we're gonna announce in. I think we're doing another live session on Tuesday, aren't we?
Tuesday, our Tuesday lunchtime, so Tuesday morning in EST time, we'll be on and we'll be announcing the winner and all of that kind of jazz. There's so many people here. There's so many lovely people here. Good morning from California.
Oh, good morning, California. That must be really early.
Really early, I
What
think.
time is it in California? I think you're kind of 8-9 hours back. So
Kira's saying 3-year-old wakes up at 6. I feel your pain. So I've been up since then. My
3-year-old in this household too.
We both have had 3-year-olds, don't we? But my 3-year-old, my family have all disappeared for the weekend. So I got, but our clocks have changed here, haven't they, tonight? So my husband was like, they didn't wake up until 7:30, the new 7:30. So everyone was fast asleep. So happy days.
Hello from Chicago. Hello.
Oh, hi, Ashley.
Welcome,
I think
everyone.
Weren't you? Hello again. Thank you for coming back. Oh, I'll quickly go this one before I miss it and forget it.
Yeah, I was going to say we had a
use where I can learn to add a turtleneck to a sweater pattern, please, and thank you. Stick with us because later on we have a whole lesson and section about ribbing and adding ribbing, and in that Michelle talks about adding cow necks and turtlenecks and all that kind of jazz. So stick with us for later.
So yeah, Michelle from Dora Does, she will be talking about that later on. It's 5 a.m. Wow.
5 a.m. in California. Good morning.
Good morning. Indeed.
Good for you. Oh, did you wake up especially for us, or gosh?
Oh, that would be very flattering, but yeah, don't feel obliged to say so.
And the other piece of great news that we have is that the We Crochet coupon code is working. It was having a glitch yesterday, but we have a 15% coupon code for you to use over on We Crochet, which is Garment 15.
Garment 15. Yeah.
We've both tested it this morning, haven't we?
Yes, we did.
Dot hooks. You should have bought the dot hooks with it.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Let me get off this live. I'm going shopping.
She's tapping away. That's what she's doing.
Yeah.
So use the code Garment 15 on We Crochet this weekend, and you'll get 15% off. Hurrah! Hurrah!
Yeah.
Cool. So if anyone has any questions from yesterday, pop them in the chat and we will get to them. But we thought we would just go for a run through of what we did yesterday and what we're planning today.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Cool.
I did indeed wake up. Oh, I love you.
That's amazing. What's your name? It's not telling us what your name is. Thank you so much, whoever it was that's woken up early. Oh, that made my day.
We hope we will deliver. I hope it's going to be worth it for you waking up this early in the morning. But yeah,
you'll be done by lunchtime. You'll be finished.
I know. You can go back to bed.
Right, do you want me to share the screen and pull the thing up and we go through what we did?
Yeah, we could do. It's Pamela. Good morning.
Hello, Pamela.
I think yesterday you were watching via YouTube. That's why we could see your name. I remember Pamela from yesterday. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Some orders coming through. Very pretty superwash. Oh, nice.
Wool of the Andes. Yeah, it's really
good cardigan.
Colour work. Really good for colour work, the Wool of the Andes.
Fantastic choice. We can't wait to see your cardigan. So don't forget to share it with us. Tag us on social media or just send us an email or message, whatever works. But yeah, I always love to see what people make, or if they follow my pattern and they go. Sometimes people are like, oh, I wasn't quite sure whether to share it with you because, like, I changed it a bit or I adjusted. I'm like, I want to see all this. Just that even if you don't follow the pattern down to the very last letter, it's totally fine because I want you to make it to fit you and to make you feel beautiful when you're wearing it. So even if you make little adjustments, please share it with us because we would love to see how you use our patterns and what you make from them. I think that's really good for learning as well, isn't it? So maybe after this weekend you got some, you know, tips and tricks on how to do little bits and pieces of adjusting patterns and stuff. So you just go ahead, adjust, change, and let us know what you did.
I love that. Some designers I know get really funny, don't they, if people change their designs and stuff. But I think it's the creative part of me that's just like, that's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Something that I have dreamt up, and you've made your own version of it. Like, that's so wonderful. So
absolutely. And that goes even another point for crochet and handmade clothing, that even if two people follow the same pattern, it's never going to be the same, is it? You're never going to walk into a room and be like, oh, she's wearing what I'm wearing. Well, that's awkward, is it? It's never going to happen with crochet. Never.
that's partly why I started designing, because I kept like tweaking patterns that I was making. I was tweaking things, tweaking blanket patterns mostly, because I didn't give the same blanket to all of my friends at the same time, and all my family seemed to be having babies. There were like 7 or 8 babies due. And I was like, I don't want to make, from my point of view, I don't want to boringly make the same blanket that many times. And also I don't want to give them all exactly the same one. So I switched things up and basically used the same basic pattern and tweaked it for each baby. So
fantastic.
how
Yeah,
is it that you can have something completely new, unique to you?
absolutely.
We have someone here from Trinidad.
Wow, hello.
Oh, tell me it's sun. Well, you put a sunshine there, so I hope it's sunny there.
Oh, just those 2 little emojis of that sun and that bee, the palm tree. I'm like already jealous, and that's just a comment.
Oh, Stacey's here again. Hi, Stacey. I
Hi,
was
Stacey.
up yesterday about some designers getting funny about changing their patterns. Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, they probably have a very good reason for it, but to me, it doesn't make any sense, because then you, as a maker, you're perhaps worried about showing them and sharing your stuff. Like, I don't understand it personally, but you definitely won't get that from either of us.
No, absolutely not.
Designers that we've invited to this summit would definitely be happy for you to tweak and then show them what you've done. Definitely. So, oh, Julia's here again. Hello, Julia. What's the name of your sweater? This is my herringbone moss sweater, which I did in child sizes and released a month or so ago. And everyone, all of my testers said, please, 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 can you do an adult version? So it's in the process. It's finished. Can't sit. I should stand up. It's not finished. I think it was finished enough to sit here. This one's coming. This one's coming.
Brilliant. Do you know that's what we were laughing with Hannah about yesterday, because we're like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to go like sit down in jeans all day. And me and Hannah said, no way, like I'm wearing leggings.
I've got jeans on today. I don't know if it'll last the whole day.
I'm all comfortable. Yeah, I said I'm not getting squashed in jeans, so I'm sitting comfortably in my leggings. But I'm sporting the crochet on the top half.
Yeah,
so.
what's that sweater? I've not seen you wear that one before. It's nice.
This is one I did for a magazine many moons ago. This is Going for Gold sweater. It's the patterns in my ravelry. And going back to the construction video yesterday, this is actually 2 T-shaped pieces sewn together. So I've got a seam running up here and then underneath here. And going to the sleeves, these are like a kind of dolman batwing type sleeves, because they kind of go really wide at the body. So yeah, I thought I will. Do you know what? I had my husband climbing into the loft this morning, pulling more sweaters out, honestly, because I ran out of sweaters after yesterday when we kept changing. And I said, I can't put the same sweater on for today. I have to, So, and you're going to learn later how to store your sweaters properly as well. So they are properly stored away. They're looked after, but they go out the way into the loft when I don't need them. Because, we've totally outgrown our house. So I now took over the loft as well with my crochet creations. So, yeah, my husband was climbing into the loft this morning, pulling my sweaters down.
Okay, he's like, what? If it's anything like my husband, he's like, what do you want? What are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you?
Oh dear.
Oh, look, there's lots of people chatting here saying, Pamela saying, really enjoyed everything yesterday, so informative. Awesome. Exactly. And the chats were so much fun. Yeah, we had an amazing day. Absolutely amazing day. What Kira said here. Hope to get to that point to design. I keep finding kids' hats that are super cute, but the stitches are too far apart and don't keep his ears warm. So I love learning new tips and techniques. Yeah, definitely. And that I was thinking this, and I wrote as I was trying to go to sleep last night, but my mind was going like, I was thinking that there are so many things in all of these videos that are applicable to not just garments.
Absolutely, yeah.
Stuff that we're talking about, because like you say about caring for the garments, you know, when you wash your sweater in your kitchen sink, that could be a hat, that could be anything, couldn't it? Like the same rules, as it were, apply to any
absolutely.
kind of creation that you've made. So so yeah, I'm glad that we're inspiring everyone. Lots of people saying it's early here. Eileen, love this weekend. Thank you.
Fantastic. That's why we're here.
Yay, lots of people here. Oh, it's so lovely to see, well, not see you, but you know, have you here with us. What were we doing before we got distracted on there? What were we gonna do?
Well, you have to show that last comment, Hannah, because this ties in with the messages.
Right. Is that my mother saying that? Who is that? What's the name? If you're not, I'm sorry, that was rude, but what's the name of the person asking that? Because that's really interesting. Because in my family messaging chat yesterday, which has got my brothers and my parents, my husband, and everyone, my brother took a screenshot of us and said, "Does anyone else think you two look alike?" The whole of my family were like, "Yes." We don't feel we look alike, but
I don't know. I can't quite see it. Maybe, yeah, we do have like similar hair and, you know, sporting a crochet, but I don't know. I don't know. But it's how people see us, isn't it? So,
indeed.
But to answer your question, no, we're not related.
We're not.
But we are quite close friends. I mean, we've known each other for years, haven't we, Hannah? I can't even. When was the first project what we worked on together for?
Gosh,
That goes back some years now.
it does. But
20,
before
2018, 17, 18?
something like that. Yeah,
I think so.
I think like around about when Elliot was born, so 7 years ago, something like that. Yeah. Gosh.
So yeah, we've been working together on various projects and just, you know, keeping in touch and talking and stuff. So yeah, we're not related, but quite close. Yeah.
I walked in while I was watching and thought you were talking to a screenshot of yourself. Obviously, we do look alike then.
We learn something new every day. There we go.
Yourself. Oh, God. Right. We were going to look at the schedule from yesterday, weren't we? That's what we're going to do.
That's right.
Schedule. Let's look. Is that just? I need to find the right one to show. Yeah. Is that the right one?
This is Sunday. That's it. There we go.
So do you want to run down what we did yesterday?
Yeah, so we started with a quick introduction from myself and Hannah, just you know, welcoming you to the summit and talking about why we love to design garments and why we want you to have the confidence to join us in making crochet garments, because that's really the point of this whole weekend, to give you the confidence to join us, to grab a pattern and start making something to wear. That ties in with the first lesson, which was by yours truly. So it was the types of constructions of sweaters and how you can customize different styles. So as I pointed out, my sweater here, it's constructed from 2 pieces. We talked about different sleeve types. I ran through the different necklines. So when you come to make a sweater from separate panels, like a front and back panel, your front panel actually could be customized very simply by just adjusting a neckline. So we run through different scoop neckline, V neckline, and all that sort of stuff. Then we talked about different types of sleeves. And then we concentrated on like a beginner-friendly constructions and maybe more advanced ones. But obviously, like I said yesterday, don't let anyone stop you trying a more advanced pattern. If you feel confident, if you think, well, I know how this works, I'm comfortable with the stitch and I know how to construct this sweater, by all means, grab the pattern and go ahead, give that a go. Don't let anyone stop you, because, you know, if you have the confidence, or if you gain the confidence after watching yesterday all these video lessons, then by all means go ahead and grab that pattern and start making. Then we had lovely Hannah. I'll let Hannah tell you what she was teaching you yesterday. That was a brilliant lesson.
I can't really remember. I waffled for ages, didn't I? I talked about, that was it, choosing the right pattern, because I was like, there's just so much choice out there. How do you narrow it down? How do you figure out what to actually make? And I put the key. So long since I filmed it, I can't remember the key aspects. You probably all know better than me, of figuring out if it's actually something that you're going to wear. Is it? There's just no point in making something because you think, oh well, it says it's easy, it's for a beginner, so I'll make it, when you have no intention of wearing it and you don't actually like it.
Yeah.
Another key point from that was that you actually need to know and trust the designer, or if you don't know the designer, you need to find out about them, I think, especially if you're paying good money for a PDF pattern. Make sure you know what you're buying, make sure they're a reputable designer, and make sure that they have some kind of online presence or accessibility. Make sure that you can get to them, make sure that you can ask them questions if you need to, because then it doesn't matter, like the same applies for the different construction, it doesn't matter what kind of level of pattern you're going to make, as long as you've got that support there, you'll be fine, you'll get there.
Yeah.
What was the other? There were 3 points in it, and I can't remember.
About ease. We talked about ease, didn't we?
Yeah, once we said about choosing the right pattern and the style that's going to suit you, we then talked about how we as designers add ease to things and what ease means. So whether it's bigger than your body measurements, whether it's the same or whether it's smaller, and how you need to get your measurements right in order to then match up on the schematic. Because all of the sizing, that was what people were asking yesterday, why don't they do them in like normal dress sizes and stuff? Because they're different all over the world. So you need to find out where your measurements sit within the schematic, and then you can marry those up and figure out what size to make for you. So yeah, I think that was it, wasn't it?
And then you had a really good video of measuring yourself as well, isn't it? Getting all the measurements right. Yeah.
Yeah, and for anyone, I forgot to mention this yesterday, for anyone that has purchased the upgrade and the all access pass, within the course, one of the cheat sheets that we put on there is a picture, an outline of a person, and I've added bits of it, and you can obviously print it out as many times as you need to for each project that you make, and just take a fresh set of measurements of yourself. And then match those up against the schematic and keep it with that pattern, is what I would say. If I know lots of people don't necessarily print out their patterns anymore, but if you do, or even if you don't, just print out that page, put your measurements down on it, and then you'll have that to refer back to. And then we also did a sheet about the standard measuring sizes, so to see where you fit within an extra small to a 5X standard sizing. I meant to mention that yesterday, and again, that's something, when I was in bed, I was like, oh, I forgot to say.
There we go. Right, so then we moved on to another lesson by the fantastic Hortense from Knitting with Chopsticks, and Hortense did a whole video lesson about blocking. Now we know that some people hate it, some people love it, some people kind of think, oh, I can get away without blocking, and some people totally swear by it. So we hoped that Hortense's lesson really convinced you to give blocking a try. And even like we said yesterday, you know, if you never blocked anything before, this was a brilliant guide to kind of show you other ways you can block, because I know some people are very scared of submerging things completely in water and they think they're going to ruin their project. So Hortense actually talked about different ways that you can block things without having to completely soak your item in water. But even if you want to try it, but are still a bit like, oh, I don't want to ruin my favorite sweater or one I've just worked on for hours and hours, maybe you can just give blocking a go with something smaller, a smaller item, you know, like shawls or maybe even scarves, cowls, something smaller that you can maybe practice on. And once you actually go through the process yourself, you will be able to then see like, well, you know, this is not as scary as I first thought, you know. And again, there is items that really benefit from blocking. So all your lacy stitches, all your open work, kind of filet crochet or anything like that where you got gaps and spaces between stitches, which you really need to kind of pull them open, so your beautiful work really stands out. So yeah, that's Hortense's lesson, which is still available to watch. That link is still there on the page, so if you want to go back, if you maybe watched it the first time and you think, okay, I need to revisit this, the links are still there, so go ahead and catch up with those if you need to, because they're still available.
There's someone here saying about to start steam blocking a poncho.
Yay, there we
Let us know
go.
how it goes. Let us know how it goes.
Yeah, fantastic. So Hortense's lesson definitely worked to give people confidence to try. And that's exactly why we're here this weekend. That is what we really wanted to do, give you that confidence to try different things and learn how to do it. I just bought pins and blocking pads, so Hortense's lesson was very helpful.
It was
Fantastic.
brilliant stuff. Brilliant.
Absolutely fantastic.
Saying I only block some things, and that's what Hortense was saying, wasn't she?
Yeah.
She said, like, there are no rules. You don't have to block things if you're happy with them, but it will make a big difference to certain things if you do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where are we?
Then we had lovely Brianna, who joined us for the live chat afterwards as well. Brianna was talking about knit look items, knit look in crochet. So loads of people were commenting on Brianna's live Q&A, weren't they? Because they either tried it before or they were amazed at what you can actually create with a humble crochet hook, you know. Like I said before, I'm not a knitter myself. I only, knitted maybe one or couple of hats, but having those knitting needles with all those live stitches, it kind of like really scares me. And I'm always really, knitting is, for me, is one I have to really concentrate on, and I have to be in total peace, because, with kids around and dog and everything like that, I'm like, no, I can't knit now, because if I drop a stitch, that's it, I'm done, it's ruined.
But she's just pushing the boundaries, isn't she? Like we all are. We're all trying to do that as designers, and Brianna's pushing it in that direction, and it's just really inspiring to see.
Yeah, and Brianna was brilliant at convincing everyone that it's easier than it looks. I mean, even me and Hannah said when we first saw her magical stitches, items she created, or anything with that knit look, we were like kind of think, how do you do this, woman? Honestly, like I'm gonna pull my neck trying to work out how this is done. And then Brianna said, it's like a 3-stitch repeat, and I'm like, honestly. So go and check out Brianna's lesson if you want to. It's still available there. And then go over to Brianna's website and check out the magical stitches as well, because mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing.
We have a code. She gave us a code, didn't she, for this weekend?
That's right, yeah. We can remind people.
If anyone wants to buy, I'm just typing it in the comments here. If anyone wants to buy Brianna's Magical Stitches course, which is amazing, use the code SUMMIT and you will get 30% off.
That's right.
I had someone message me yesterday saying, yes, I got it.
Yeah, fantastic. So yeah, Brianna very generously gave us a code for her magical stitches. So if you are amazed as much as we were yesterday after watching her lesson, then go ahead and check out the magical stitches as well, because it's, like I said, it's just mind-blowing. I don't know how she does it. Then we had the lovely Raylene from Itching for Some Stitching. Raylene was talking to us about yarns. And as we had so many people coming into the comments with their questions, it's clearly a topic that's hopefully after yesterday is now much clearer for people, because it's not as easy as just grabbing a ball of yarn and hoping for the best. There is kind of a whole science behind substituting yarn, choosing the right yarn, and the whole science behind it. So Raylene talked to us about different fibers, different weights. We got different twist on the different plies. Then we got into the whole discussion about fingering weight and 4-ply yarn.
Yes.
UK and US. Yeah, that was interesting. And then we got even like a sock yarn thrown into the mix, didn't we?
Oh, I know.
Yeah, we were all getting a bit tangled up in this whole kind of.
The thing that it was that we identify different yarn weights differently, don't we, all over the world. and that, I think, for me is so frustrating, because I know that lots of my audience are all over the place. So when I talk about things, it might not make sense to people. So it's just really important to look at what category, what number category they are by the Craft Yarn Council standards. That would
That's
be
right.
my best
Yeah.
advice. Yeah.
Yeah, I had somebody quite a few years back. Somebody messaged me and said, "What is a 4-ply yarn?" And I'm thinking, like, well, 4-ply, like, you know, the thin one, 4-ply. And they were like, "Yeah, but that doesn't make sense. That's not a weight for us." And I'm like, "Well, where are you from?" And she's like, "Oh, over in America." And I'm like, "Well, like 4-ply? What do you mean? What is it?" And I really didn't get the question. I'm like, why doesn't this lady understand what a 4-ply means? And then, like I said, when I did research in my very early days when I started design, I'm like, that's why it doesn't make sense, because it's actually kind of like a UK special term that folks in UK probably understand when we say 4-ply, but yeah, it's not a term that is kind of universal enough to really cover the rest of the world. So you learn something new every day.
Kira said Raylan's video helps so much. I've followed on both platforms. Yeah, it's a shorter video, but it packs so much information into it. So definitely,
Absolutely. Yeah,
yeah,
it packs a punch, doesn't it?
it does. Saying, yeah, definitely needs to be yarn standards. Yeah, that's the best advice there.
Yeah, definitely. So then we had the lovely Claire from King and I join us to talk about her chunky yarns and how to work with chunky yarn, how to look after it, and everything there was to know about chunky yarn. And if you caught us yesterday, we had a little bit of a tech issue with Claire's video, but we're happy to say that everything has been fixed. So Claire has very kindly jumped onto her computer last night and re-uploaded the video for us. So the full 20-minute video is now available. I believe we fixed the link on the page as well.
Yep, so go here and click here to watch under Claire's profile. It will take you to the full video now.
That's right. Yeah. So, you know, technology was having a bit of a moment yesterday. So you had kind of like 15 seconds, I think we got yesterday.
Really? Oh, we still have no idea what happened, but
yeah.
you know,
But look at the silver lining, because we got to chat to the fabulous
we
Claire for something like 45, 50 minutes. So it was a really great chat about chunky yarns, and Claire emphasized time and time again about tension, which nicely tied into the next lesson. But she was talking about tension, and that with chunky yarns, tension is super important, because even half a stitch in chunky yarn, kind of over such a larger piece as a garment, will make such a difference. So yeah, tension was really important, and Claire explained it brilliantly. How to take that into account when it comes to chunky yarns. And so the full videos there available, but if you wanted to watch the Q&A as well with Claire, it's on both mine and Hannah's channel, YouTube channel, if that's where you're watching, or on our Facebook pages. So if you want to go back to the live Q&A where Claire was talking a little bit more about it, please feel free to do so. And talking about tension, that was the last lesson of yesterday with the amazing Sarah from Ned and Mimi. She was talking to all about gauge. So she put together an absolutely brilliant video. I mean, me and Hannah both agreed we couldn't think of a better person to take on such a huge topic as tension or gauge is when it comes to crocheting garments than Sarah from Ned and Mimi. So the gauge lesson was the best I've ever seen. Absolutely. Yeah, I totally wholeheartedly agree.
yeah,
Yeah.
so good. If you haven't watched it, you really, really need to go and watch that one.
Absolutely. Yeah. And then we had a chat with the lovely Sarah afterwards. And we actually carried on chatting after
I know we did.
yeah, we kind of, after the whole day, we thought like, right, let's unplug. But no, we sat there for another kind of half an hour just chatting to the lovely Sarah about various bits and pieces. So yeah, it was an amazing day yesterday. I am so happy with how it's gone. And this is not just to say, that me and Hannah set everything up, well, and everything kind of fell into the place. But it was mostly the audience. Am
Yeah,
I right, Hannah? Like you guys watching
you
and
today. Yeah.
jumping onto the lesson, watching a premiere, and the chat was going under that premiere of the video with the designers popping in as well. Then you guys all rushed back over to join us for the live Q&A. So honestly, thank you very, very much. You have made the day such a success with your interaction, with your comments, with your questions. Even if that when that first little comment pops up on the live saying, "Hi, I'm here," I'm like, "Yes, somebody's here."
I was talking to my husband's away with the children. I was talking to him about it, and I got quite emotional because I said, like, it's quite a lonely world being a crochet designer or just someone who works from home all the time behind a computer screen. We don't often get to talk to people in real life, and it can be a really lonely
Yeah.
place. And then that's another reason why Veronica and I are working together to put this together, because it's so lovely to work with other people and the other designers, but also we want to engage with you. We want to give you more, like we said yesterday, than just throwing patterns at you, because that doesn't build a community. The whole point of crafting and stuff, yes, it's for your mindfulness and for your own personal space, but it's also to share with people. It's to share that joy, and share that joy with people that understand it, because it's all very well showing people things that they've got no knowledge of. Like sometimes, bless him, my husband, you show him something and he's like, "Oh yeah, lovely," and I'm like, "Do you know how long that took me? Do you have any idea?" Whereas if you share it with people that also understand, it's just that much better, I think. So
Absolutely.
thank you everyone.
Yes, thank you very much for being here with us. Even now, I mean, I can see the comments coming through, everyone saying hello. So fantastic that first day didn't disappoint you, and you're still here for day number 2. So happy.
So today we've got, so if you go to this main page again, you'll always be able to come back to where the live chats are. Click on there, but they are streamed on both of our YouTube channels and our community groups, so make sure you're linked to one or the other, or both, all of those. And the first one is this welcome, which is us just having a rundown now and chatting and seeing if you've got any questions for us. And then, it's me next. I didn't know. So in 20 minutes, my next video will premiere, and this is about stitch inspiration. And I kind of wanted to get across in this one just kind of the possibilities of stuff, because it's all very well, again, just following a pattern, but like it all goes hand in hand with choosing the pattern, of figuring out your gauge, of reading the patterns, of choosing the right size. It all interconnects, because the stitches that you use then also connect with the yarn that you use. And I talk about this in the video as well, of how important it is to figure out what yarn is going to best showcase the stitch that's in the garment that you're doing. If it's a really, really elaborate stitch or a textured stitch, then you might not want to use a yarn that's also got fluff or fuzz in it, because you'll lose the stitches. So I'm giving the game away, aren't I, now already? Come and join me, because I basically get all of my crochet garments out that you're seeing this weekend and go through them one by one and say what the yarn is, why I've used it, what the stitch is, what it gives to the garment, all that kind of stuff, to help you understand what we as designers think about when we're using stitches, and then perhaps think about what kind of stitches or what kind of patterns you'd like to choose for you to make yourself. And then following on from that, we've got the amazing Sandra, who she's messaged me already this morning, bless her. She's so excited. She's going to come and join us. If you haven't seen Sandra's work before, oh my goodness, her colour work is just out of this world. And her video, I rewatched it again this morning, it's just so informative about all the different, not all the different types, but her favourite types of colour work. And she gives so many tips and tricks and kind of breaks down, actually they're not as scary as you might think, and she wants to encourage you to try them, because I think the knitted stitches and the colourwork stitches are things that really, really frighten people, aren't they? But actually, when you break them down, most of them just use beginner stitches, and anyone can achieve them. You can absolutely achieve them.
Yeah.
So come and join us for that. And then Veronica is up next. Caring for your creations, as you said. I love this video. You're like literally, we're going to go to your kitchen sink, aren't we?
We are, yes, absolutely. I'm going to take you into my kitchen after I vigorously scrub my kitchen sink shiny clean, because we're going to wash the sweater together. So I'm going to show you exactly what to do. What I've got a couple of products for you that you could use to wash your sweater. Just pick them out so you know what to look for. And yeah, we're going to squeeze the excess water. We're going to, lay it flat to dry and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, there is lots of tips and tricks how to store your sweaters as well so they last and nothing gets to them. And yeah, just kind of practical tips and tricks on, because making a sweater last, it's a process, isn't it? Once you work out how to do it, then you go through the process of making it stitch by stitch, and they are quite big project sweaters. So after committing yourself to creating a sweater, we want to make it last as long as possible. We need to look after it, we need to store it right, wash it right, dry it right. So that's the video that is going to walk you through the entire process and hopefully give you some tips and tricks on how to do it properly.
And that there were 2 points in your video that made me go, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I want to know when everyone watches it, come back and tell me, because I want to know if they're the same 2 points for everyone. Because I'm such a wimp when it comes to cleaning stuff and blocking stuff and caring, but I'm such a wimp that I just avoid it. You do it with such confidence, which is what this whole thing is about, isn't it? So yeah, everyone, please let me know if any of it makes you feel a bit funny inside, because it did me. Not in a bad way, not in a bad way. And then following on from that, we have got the lovely Joanne from the Crochet Project talking about creating wearable fabrics. And this one is a real sort of sneaky insight, really. She's talking much more from a designer's point of view of what we think about in terms of stitches and drape and that magic formula of yarn, stitches, drape, tension, everything that goes into that big melting pot that then creates. We were talking yesterday a lot about the wiggle, weren't we? If you hold
the wiggle test.
When you hold up a gauge swatch, does it wiggle? Does it behave how you would want it to behave on your skin? And she talks very much about that from a really technical point of view, and I was like, wow, like I learned a lot in there. So so that one's going to be a good one too.
Yeah, and just to add, we had a little question yesterday whether this is aimed at designers. So the bottom answer is no, it's not aimed at designers. It's mainly aimed at makers. But Joanne's lesson is the one that I would pick out and say this is really, stripping the whole process down and showing you how to create a wearable fabric when you are designing it yourself, when you are making it yourself, or when you want to, even if you're following a pattern and you want to tweak things. So Joanne gives real insight into how this process works and how it all kind of falls into place.
Definitely. And then, well, in fact, so many of them are applicable like across both areas, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely.
Michelle from Dora Does is then going to talk about ribbing, and she's going to practically, we said, bring your yarn and hook to this one, because she's going to like hands-on show us how to add ribbing to things and think about, how to make your ribbing bigger, smaller, wider, where to join, how to join, where your right side is, your wrong side, all of these things that lots of people find quite scary. And hands up, I used to, definitely. I would always avoid making ribbing until like that magic moment where you kind of get it and you're like, oh, it's that easy. So come along and join us for that one. And then last but not least, we have got Michelle from MJ's Off the Hook, who talks about styling your garments, because we were like, it's all very well us making choosing the pattern, making them, going through this whole process. But then if you don't make them sing, if you don't show them to their full potential, like, what's the point really? You want everyone to stop and say, oh my gosh, that's amazing, where did you get it from? Or, oh my goodness, that's amazing, did you make it? And Michelle has got so many tips for like how to make them look their best on you. So so that's our day. It's a lovely mixed bag today, isn't it, actually?
I think so, yeah. This is real, some real technical stuff, and then we've got some real fun stuff. Where's my dog waking up? Hello. So yeah, it's like you said, it's a mixed bag, but I think it's gonna be really, really good day, and we can't wait to get started with the first lesson, which is in about 12 minutes, I think, which is gonna kick off
Yeah.
the day. So yeah, it's gonna be
Oh,
fantastic.
this is a lovely person from Trinidad. Yes, it's
Oh,
sunny and warm on my island. Oh, I wish it was sunny and warm on our island.
yeah.
I recently joined your mailing list, wondering if the summit is a yearly event. Well, that's a very good question. That's a lovely
Wow.
question. Wow. Wow. Who knows? Who
Who
knows?
knows? But I'll tell you what, judging by the first day and judging by how well this was received, we you know, we don't want to say too much, but I think this has gone great because you guys made it great.
Yeah.
So yeah,
If you want more, tell us.
yeah, I mean, yeah, you know,
We can make that happen.
we can definitely make that happen as long as yeah, it goes as well as the first day on this one.
Last quick question before we have to shoot off from Kira. Wondering, do you have any crafty ways that you reuse short scraps of yarn that can't be used in future projects? I generally use mine for stuffing. I keep,
I was gonna say, yeah.
I keep mine for stuffing if they're really really short, like tails or whatever. But if they're anything more than maybe a couple of meters, my mum knits like finger puppets for children with extra educational needs and stuff. And so they'll very often make like a tight, because they're really tiny, obviously to fit over a hand. She'll make some hair out of just literally a couple of meters of yarn and stuff like that. So if you ever make
Yeah.
small tiny things, or if there's enough just to kind of make into a ball, I would give it to a charity or thrift store.
Yeah, or maybe if you need to add like a pom pom, you can
Yeah,
do really, really colorful pom pom. Just, you know, keep wrapping, even if it's about like, you know, that long, 30 centimeters or something. Just if you wrap it around the pom pom maker and make a really colorful pom pom to add to whatever you wanted to add to a hat, or, you know, I love those pillows with the pom poms in the four corners. I think they look real,
nice.
real fun. Yeah, in like a kid's bedroom or something like that. So yeah, there is some ways to use up
The other thing that I use mine for is for tying on gift labels. Like if you've got
yeah.
really small bits, you know, just to tie on gift labels and things like that, and add things. If I ever want to attach things in like birthday cards and stuff, I'll make a little tie out of them and then stick it on.
Yeah. Do you know what I use yarn before to tie? Because my husband said to me, "Have you got something to tie this plant up in a garden in for onto the stick?" And I'm like,
Yes,
"Yeah, of course. Here is a
I
scrap
do.
piece of yarn."
My children, or if you're like my children, you take every single scrap of yarn that they can find and they tie it together and they make one of those like mesh, you know, mazes. And
All right. Yeah.
you can't get in the room because they're together. So
So yeah, there is lots of crafty ways. There we go.
really, really cool. Oh, just finished. There's Pamela saying no rain for a couple of days in California. Another big storm expected. Oh
Oh
no,
no.
no, no.
We'll hope it blows over really quickly with as least damage as possible. I hope it just goes away.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So I will just pop that code back up there and I'll pop it in
Yeah.
the comments as well. So it's time. Pop on over. Go grab yourself a drink.
Yeah. We're gonna give you a quick break before we kick off with the first lesson.
We'll see you over on my YouTube channel at 2:00, and we will chat about stitches. Yay!
It's gonna be exciting.
Yeah, and then come back here and then we'll chat about it more.
Absolutely. Yeah, just think of your favorite stitches and let us know what they are.
Yeah, definitely. Right.
So we will see you shortly.
See you soon, everyone.